Have you ever wondered where and when did the first advanced civilization evolve on our planet? So far, the mainstream researchers are unable to answer this question with certainty, but a class of ancient literature from southern India may have the answer we are looking for. These writings are known as the Sangam literature and are written in one of the oldest languages called Tamil. However, the really puzzling thing about these writings is that they describe a vast kingdom called Kumari Kandam, which could be the birthplace of the first human civilization as well as of the whole human race. In this video, we are going to explore whether Kumari Kandam really existed or not, and more importantly, was it the birthplace of the whole human race? The history of ancient India, particularly of the southern part, is truly intriguing. If you go through the ancient scriptures and other ancient texts, you'll find that the southern part of the Indian subcontinent played a very important role in major events in the distant antiquity. In our investigation about the lost kingdom of Kumari Kandam, we get the first clues from a diverse body of literature called the Sangam literature. It is a body of ancient Tamil literature supposedly created between 300 BCE and 300 CE and is considered one of the oldest and richest traditions of literature in India. The term Sangam refers to an academy or assembly of Tamil poets that existed in ancient South India, and the literature produced in these assemblies is collectively referred to as Sangam literature. It is recorded in these literary texts that there were 3 Sangams held in the known history of Tamil culture. We know with certainty where the third Sangam took place. It was held in Madurai, Tamil Nadu, but the really surprising thing is that the first 2 Sangams is said to be held in the lost kingdom of Kumari Kandam, the ancient land from where the Tamils trace their roots. Many researchers believe that this kingdom existed at the southernmost part of India, attached to what we today know as Kanyakumari. The ancient texts describe a kingdom where the powerful Pandyan kings used to rule. It was the birthplace of the whole humanity, and Tamil was their native language. This places Tamil as the oldest language in the world, and all the other languages are believed to have come from Tamil. This ancient kingdom boasted a very advanced society and a diverse and rich culture. But as the sea level rose, the kingdom slowly began to drown in the waters, and eventually it was completely submerged in the Indian Ocean. However, the population of this kingdom were able to escape and migrated to different parts of the world where they began various cultures. For example, we see many similarities in the languages of the Aboriginal Australians, the ancient culture of Central America, and even the tribal peoples of Madagascar with the Tamil language. Their cultures and various religious practices seem to have come from the same source. So what explanations do we have for these similarities? So far, the mainstream researchers are unable to give us a proper explanation. Now, I will talk briefly about a hypothesis which had sparked great interest in finding the lost kingdom of Kumari Kandam. In the year 1864, an English zoologist by the name of Philip Sclater was studying the lemur fossils in Madagascar. But what surprised him the most was the discovery of lemur fossils in southern India. Studies had proven that the lemurs did not evolve independently in both India and Madagascar, and he could not find those fossils in either the mainland Africa or in the Middle East. So how did the lemurs migrate from one continent to the other? This question bothered Sclater for almost half a decade, and finally he proposed a theory which seemed to be the most logical solution at that time. He hypothesized the existence of a huge landmass in the Indian Ocean which connected India, Australia, and Madagascar. This landmass became known as Lemuria, and some researchers investigating Kumari Kandam linked it with the hypothetical continent proposed by Philip Sclater. But there is a serious flaw. We now know about the theory of continental drift and plate tectonics, which deny the existence of such a huge landmass as Lemuria in the Indian Ocean. So Kumari Kandam did not exist like the hypothetical Lemuria? The answer is no, we cannot come to that conclusion yet. Remember, there are written records of a distant kingdom lost to the ocean, and our investigation is not done yet. But equating it with Lemuria is a fatal mistake because it renders any other claims or findings about the lost kingdom obsolete. However, the real answer to our problem can be found in examining another landmass, which has been discovered by the mainstream researchers and is sometimes termed as the 8th continent. Its name is Zealandia, which is a nearly submerged continental fragment. About 94% of this landmass is under the ocean. The really surprising thing about this discovery is, how could the researchers miss this huge landmass for so long? It was only in the year 2021 that we have a clear satellite image of Zealandia, and it is about the size of Australia. So what does it mean? It is too early to associate Kumari Kandam with Zealandia, but we can see that there are some places in the ocean where our modern science has not reached yet. It is highly possible that the real Kumari Kandam is still beneath the ocean, and we have not yet found it. For example, take the case of the floods in the sinking civilizations. In almost every ancient culture, we find the story of a deluge which sank their entire civilizations. In ancient Indian texts, we find the story of King Manu, who was warned by a fish about the impending flood. He was instructed to take the 7 sages and samples of each living animals and birds with him and start a new civilization. Doesn't it sound similar to the story of Noah's Ark in the Bible? So were Manu and Noah the same person? And the really intriguing thing is that some scholars say the story of Manu was set in the southern part of India or Kumari Kandam. It was Kumari Kandam from where the first civilized men migrated to different parts of the globe, as symbolized by the story of Manu and the Saptarishis. We know for a fact that the sea level rose drastically some 12,000 years ago. This was the end of the last ice age, and it is no surprise that many islands and civilizations existing at the coastal region were submerged in the ocean or the sea. That is why we find so many references to lost kingdoms and lands in our ancient texts. The case of Dwarka is a classic example. So far, all the evidence suggests that there was a kingdom where the Tamil Pandyan kings used to rule, and it could be the birthplace of the first human civilization. However, it was not as large as the hypothetical Lemuria, and if we are to find its remains, we must look at it from a different perspective. If you want to learn more about my research on this topic, let me know in the comments, and I'll try to make another video explaining it in full detail. Also, don't forget to share your own opinions on this matter. Thanks for watching till the end. See you in the next video.